What's up, guys? I'm going to do my Strikeforce on Showtime picks, and I'm just going to do it off the top of my head. MMA Playground, as usual. I can put together what the main card is going to be just by looking at the fights, so I'm going to do the fights, probably not necessarily in the order that they're going to show up, but let's just get started. Kevin Randleman against Mike Whitehead. Randleman, obviously, really strong, ridiculously good wrestler out of Ohio State, I believe. He was the national champion. Mike Whitehead, ever since he's been on The Ultimate Fighter, he's put together some impressive performances. He lost to Babalu on Affliction 1 or 2? I don't know off the top of my head. But anyways, in this fight, I think Whitehead could avoid the takedown. He trains at Extreme Couture. So, I think he can avoid the takedown. I think he should outstrike Randleman on the feet. And, yeah, basically, if Randleman takes him down, I think he's okay there, too. So I see Whitehead winning a decision. I like Randleman. He's a good fighter. I just think at this point in his career, it's too late for him to learn. I think the game has kind of passed him by, and I think he's a great athlete, though. Great athlete. So he could surprise me. He could do what he did to Miracle Crow Cop and KO him. But I'm picking Whitehead by decision. Nick Diaz against Scott Smith. This fight happened at a catch weight of 180, I believe. Interesting that Scott Smith is getting the underdog bonus on MMA Playground. He should, I think. I think Nick Diaz has better technical boxing, better cardio. Smith is a warrior. That dude is definitely, he'll knock you out for sure. He was losing the last fight to Benji Reddick. He came back and hit him with a huge shot in the third round. Third round stoppage is pretty weird, but, it happens sometimes. And he always has the power to do it. So it could happen. I think Nick Diaz, he could submit him if the fight goes to the ground. Nick doesn't really submit people lately. He likes to TKO people, so Smith, if he's gonna try and TKO him, I don't know if he could do it within the 3 rounds. He could very well. I'm gonna go with Nick Diaz by submission in the second. He should try to submit him in this one, even if he's trying to go for TKOs lately. He should go for the submission because he can pull it out. Standing with him, I don't think it's a mistake because, like I said, technically his boxing is better. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Diaz by submission. Joe Riggs against Phil Baroni. Again, Phil Baroni, he can TKO or KO Riggs. I think this is Baroni's third. It might be his 4th fight at 170. Riggs, this is his first fight at 170 in a while. He's been fighting at 185 lately. Another one of those guys that cuts a huge amount of weight to make 170. I'm going to go with Riggs by submission. Again, this should be a fight where Riggs, he could technically outpoint Baroni, but he shouldn't play that game. And he should get it to the ground where he's clearly better. And he should win that fight. I'm going to go with Riggs by TKO. Maybe he hits him with something and gets him down to the ground and finishes him with punches. That might be how it goes. Again, not counting out Baroni by TKO or KO. But the odds, if you're looking at a teeter-totter, Joe Riggs right there. Robbie Lawler against Jake Shields. Jake Shields, obviously a fantastically good submission guy. I think this is also taking place at a catchweight, maybe 182, I think, off the top of my head. But Robbie Lawler should win this fight. He should be able to stuff Jake Shields' takedowns. Jake Shields obviously going to be the smaller fighter in this. Jake Shields coming up from 170 to take this at a catchweight. Jake Shields needs to sign with the UFC. There's not a lot of fighters outside of the UFC that are really competitive at 170. But anyways, Robbie Lawler should be able to prevent Shields from taking him down. And he should, Shields improving his boxing and his striking, but really not so much. I mean, his striking is not that good. It really isn't. It's subpar, I would say. There's mediocre, there's Jake Shields right there in his striking. So, again, Jake Shields, he is a top 10 welterweight, but he's one of those guys that he's got the wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but he doesn't have the striking. So, obviously his wrestling and jiu-jitsu is great. Talking about this fight for way too long. Lawler by TKO in the second. I'm going to talk about two fights here. Arlovsky's obviously going to be on the main card. Arlovsky against Brett Rogers. Brett Rogers, strong puncher. Arlovsky's going to KO him in the late first, early second. Arlovsky too much. He's way too much of a fighter for Brett Rogers. Brett Rogers is okay. Obviously, he has a lot of power. He's heavy. Yep. That's pretty much all I have to say. And this is probably going to be on the undercard, but Rafael Feijoa Cavalcante against Mike Kyle. Mike Kyle, I think, is stepping in on this one on short notice. But anyways, Cavalcante by TKO in the, again, late first, early second. A lot of stoppages on this card. Anyways, yep, those are my picks for that. Gotta do a couple more video predictions, and look for those. Stay metal.